This might be the coolest bucket hat on the internet, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Stiff brim, no flopping. Big retro flowers, no one else has them. Grab the yarn, 5mm hook, and let's get started. Today I will be using Yarn Art Macrame Cotton Yarn, which is actually a 3mm braided rope yarn, which is perfect from sturdy bucket hats, bags to even placemats. It consists of cotton and polyester mix, and for this bucket hat I will need around half of the amount of one skein. Then we will need 5mm hook, which is recommended by the yarn. If your yarn is different, use the recommended size hook. Then some stitch markers, darning needle, of course, a pair of scissors, and the measuring tape. So we are starting our bucket hat from the crown, and round one is magic ring. So we're gonna wrap the yarn around your fingers in X position like that. Hold it with your thumb, and then I'm taking out, just we have this loop, and then I'm sticking the hook, grabbing the working yarn and pulling a loop like that, very carefully. And now I'm chaining one, so yarn over and pull a loop, and then tighten it, that chain, so it would wrap tightly around our magic ring. And here it is, the magic ring is done. So now we are starting by chaining 2. So yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over and pull a loop. Chain of 2 here doesn't count as a stitch. So in total, we will need to place 12 double crochets into the magic ring. So yarn over, go into the magic ring, grab the yarn, pull a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, pull for 2. Again, yarn over, pull for 2. So this is our first double crochet. Now continue again into the magic ring and make 1 double crochet. We can do again. Yarn over into the magic ring, grab the yarn, pull a loop, yarn over, pull for 2, yarn over, pull for 2. Continue until we will have a total of 12 double crochets. Twelve double crochets are done, and we have the situation like this. So now I'm gonna grab to the yarn tail and I'm gonna pull it to close the middle, the inner circle. So close it, pull it tightly to close it completely. And now we will need to close the round as well. So we will close with a slip stitch, and we go on top of the chain 2. So in chain 3, I would say. So go right in there and make a slip stitch to close the round. So for the second round, we are starting with chain of 2. Yarn over, pull a loop. We have chain of 2. And now we will double the amount of stitches. So we will be placing increases in each stitch. So yarn over and we will work into the very first stitch, right where we slip stitch, and place 2 double crochets in there. So let's do 1. Of course, always place a stitch marker to mark the first stitch. So on top of chain 2, we are adding the stitch marker. So it's easier to know where to close the round later. All right, the stitch marker is in. We have it here. Now we continue with the same, in the same stitch, one more double crochet. So we have 2 in 1, it means we have an increase. So now in the next we are placing again 2 double crochets. So 1 and another 1 in the same stitch, like that. So we have 4 stitches in total, 2 increases. Now in the next, again 2 double crochets, 1 and the second one, and continue like this, placing 2 double crochets in each stitch until the end of the round. All right, so here it is. I just finished making those increases and we have the round looking like this. So now here we have the slip stitch from the previous round, so we are not doing anything in there because it would add too many stitches. And now we will join with the slip stitch in the stitch marked stitch and close the round. Just make a slip stitch like this. So now we should have a total of 24 stitches after the second round. Then we will start working on the third round. So chain 2 as the beginning. And now in the very first stitch we are placing 1 double crochet. So place 1 right in the first stitch. Place a stitch marker. Of course, this is essential not to lose the stitches. Right on top of chain 2. Now in the next we are placing 2 double crochets. So we are making an increase in the next stitch. So 1 more. So we have 2 in 1. So we have first stitch and then increase. Now again, just 1 double crochet in the next. And increase following in the next stitch. So 2 double crochets in 1. And here is the sequence. So we're placing 1, then increase, 1 double crochet, increase. So continue like this, making this sequence of 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, increase, until we finish the round. So here it is, the end of the round 3, and we need to close it with the slip stitch. So I finished with the increase, and now we will join into the first stitch with slip stitch. So grab the yarn and pull through all loops like this. And round 3 is done. We should have a total of 36 stitches. Now let's continue working round number 4. So chain 2, this is the usual beginning of each round. And in the first stitch, now we will place an increase. So we are placing 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So let's make 1 double crochet and follow along with the next in the same stitch. So we have 2 in 1, and let's mark the first stitch. So we are placing stitch marker on top of chain 2. Now in the next stitch we are placing just 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet, 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 1 One it is. In the next again, one double crochet. And now follow by an increase in the next stitch. So let's place one double crochet and another one in the same stitch. And the sequence for this round is increase, 2 double crochets, increase. So continue, 2 double crochets, increase, 2 double crochets, increase. At the end of this round, we should have 48 stitches in total. So now we need to join with the slip stitch in the very first stitch. So insert the hook into the marked stitch and make a slip stitch. Now let's continue by working around number 5. So again, chain 2. And now in the first stitch, we are placing 1 double crochet. So 1 in the very first stitch. Again, mark the first stitch. Again, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Again, 1 more double crochet in the next. So we have 3 individual double crochets. And the next stitch will be an increase. So 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. All right. Now again, 3 double crochets, 1 in each stitch, 2, and 1 more in the next. And the next one is an increase, so 2 in 1. And continue like this, 3 double crochets, increase, 3 double crochets, increase. Round 5 should give us a total of 60 stitches. And now, once again, close the round with a slip stitch in the very first stitch. Just grab the yarn and pull through all loops. And this is the last stitch, the last round for our crown. If you need more, just continue the sequence of making increase and then 4 double crochets, increase, 4 double crochets. But this is perfect for head up to, I would say, 57 centimeter circumference. So basically for medium adult, this diameter of 16 centimeters circle is perfect. So now we will start working on the side. And around 1, for the round 1, we starting again, chain of 2. And only for this round, we will be working in the back loops only. So what I have in mind, so we will go in the middle of the V and grabbing just the back loop and working just on the back loop of the stitch. So now the first stitch will be a double crochet in the back loop. So we are picking just half of that V, just the loop further from you, and make a double crochet like that. Of course, again the same, just place the stitch marker in the first stitch above those chain 2 like that. Now in the next, again, one double crochet in the back loop. So just go in the middle of that V and grab just the back loop and make one double crochet. Again, continue one double crochet in the back loop. So for this round, we are not doing any increases. In general, for the side of the beanie, we are not doing any increases, just one double crochet in each stitch. And for this round, we are doing just back loops, double crochet in the back loops only. So continue one in each until we will meet at the end of this round. All right, we need to join our round with a slip stitch once again into the marked stitch. So insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull through all loops. And of course, we should have a total of 60 stitches because we didn't need to increase or anything, so the same amount of stitches for the next rounds. And working just in the back loops, it gave us sort of separation from the crown to the sides of the bucket hat, and you can already see that this sort of bow starts to form, and our hat started to form already. So let's work now from round 2 to round 6, starting with chain of 2 and just working a regular double crochet in each stitch. So one double crochet in each stitch, so total of 60 double crochets for each round up to round 6 for the side. So after 6 rounds, we should have looking the project something like this. The bucket, the bowl is already here. The body of the hat is finished, almost finished. And the sides for our hat for those 6 rounds is it should be the height of around 9 centimeters, so roughly around 3.5 inches, which is also perfect for a medium sized adult head. And now we will start working. So after 6 rounds of the side, we will start working on the brim. So for the brim, we will work only 3 rounds, which is, if you want more, you can add more, but this is the perfect sized brim. So round 1, starting from chain of 2 again, And now let's work 4 double crochets. So one in each in the next 4 stitches. 1 double crochet. So 2, 3, and one more, 4. All right. We have 4 double crochets, and now the next stitch will be an increase. So 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. All right, and for this round our sequence will be like this: 4 double crochets, increase, 4 double crochets, increase. So we are starting increase for our brim to flare out. So let's do that, and I will meet you at the end of this round. All right, so let's join the round. On top of chain 2, insert and make a slip stitch. So here it is. We should have a total of 72 stitches after the first brim round. Now for round 2, we are again starting with a chain of 2, and now 1 double crochet in the first stitch. Of course, place the stitch marker. Don't forget, like I did in the previous round. So now again in the next, 1 more double crochet, and I'm making an increase now. So I'm making sure that increases are not on top of each other from the previous round, but they have a little bit of separation, because this will give the roundness, basically as round the brim as possible. It won't have any like sort of angularity. So yeah, for this round we are making 5 double crochets, increase the sequence, 5 double crochets, increase, 5 double crochets, increase. So just make sure that your increases are not on top of each other from the previous round. All right, so I finished the round and I have increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase again. So the end for me here is a bit different, but as long as you have 5 double crochets and increase of the sequence, it's perfect. So join with the slip stitch and we should have a total of 84 stitches for this round. And the last round, round number 3, starting with chain of 2 and 6 double crochets. So we are placing 6 single double crochets. So in the 6 stitches we are placing 6 double crochets. Continue placing those double crochets after placing the stitch marker, and then after 6 we are placing an increase. So the sequence for the last round will be like this. So 6 double crochets, increase, 6 double crochets, and increase. Okay, so the brim is almost finished. We should have a total of 96 stitches at the end of the final round. So after 3 rounds, we made this brim size of 3 3 rounds, and the length of it should be around 5, somewhere around 5 centimeters, so nearly around 2 inches. If you want a bigger brim, you can continue with increasing one more round, but I believe it's perfect for this type of hat. And for this hat, the rope is giving so much more structure than just regular cotton or acrylic yarn. So it's already almost standing up, but after making our decoration, it will be much more sturdier. So the base of the bucket hat is basically finished. So we need just to close the round, and we will be doing this not with a slip stitch, but by making an invisible join. So we will need to cut the yarn after the last stitch. We're just leaving a couple of inches and cutting the yarn. And I will take out that last loop carefully. Just take it out. And I will grab the darning needle, or you can use a hook, it doesn't matter. So thread the needle, wiggle that yarn into that hole. All right. And now we will work in that first stitch, like that, into that first stitch from the front through both loops, like this. Go with the needle and pull that yarn through. So we have this situation, and pull that yarn through carefully, don't tighten it too much. And now come back into the last stitch in the middle of the last stitch. Basically go through the back loop of the last stitch, and this will create this V stitch which we want, and this also creates an invisible join. So we are making fake looking stitch, so the end for our bucket hat would be invisible. So here it is. You cannot see where we started or where we finished. I went through both loops of the stitch, as you can see here. And after that, I'm just simply weaving in the ends. Just wiggle through the stitches on the back side, on the inside of the bucket hat. And then, of course, secure with a couple of knots. After fixing all the loose yarn ends we had left, we have this very basic but still adorable looking bucket hat, which you can wear on your own like this. But of course, we don't want a basic bucket hat. We want something extra, so we will make those retro flower applique, and we will add to our basic bucket hat, not so to create not so basic anymore. So I am using the same macrame cotton yarn rope, just now I'm adding the hot pink this magenta color. So I'm starting the flower with again with the same hook, 5mm, and the same color of the bucket hat. And again, we are starting from the magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your fingers. I am sliding the hook right into it and grabbing the working yarn, pulling a loop, and after creating the loop, I am chaining one, and tighten it so it would be really tight around our magic ring. And from here I am chaining 2, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull a loop, and this chain of 2 will count as our stitch. So now we will work half double crochets around the magic ring. So yarn over, work into the ring, grab the yarn, we have 3 loops on the hook, and yarn over and pull through all those 3 loops to create a half double crochet. So here, mark the stitch, and as I said, chain of 2 counts as a half double crochet, so I am marking the chain of 2, the second chain of 2, not on top of it. So now we should have make a total of 12 half double crochets. So 11 real half double crochets and 1 will be the chain stitch. So work like this, yarn over and go into the magic ring and make those half double crochets. So here it is, our magic ring is almost finished. So now I'm grabbing that yarn end and pulling tightly to close the center. Pull very tight. We don't want any hole happening there. And now the round we are closing again with the slip stitch. So go into the marked stitch, insert, go through both loops, and make a slip stitch. So grab the yarn. I'm taking that stitch marker that it wouldn't be in the way. Grab the yarn and pull through all loops like this. And to finish off this center of our flower, I am chaining 1 and we are cutting the yarn there. Just leave a couple of inches and take out the loop, tighten it, and that's it. The center is finished, and we are grabbing now this magenta color or just any other color you want to use and make a slip knot using this color, the new one. All right, adjust the loop, insert the hook, and now we will attach the new color to the center of our flower. So here we have the first stitch. The marked stitch is our first stitch of the round. Then we have this chain of 1 and slip stitch, the stitch where we slip stitch. So to make the nicer attachment, I am going 1 stitch behind the slip stitch, so basically in the last stitch of the round. So insert the hook and attach the yarn with the single crochet. So pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. And this will be our first stitch of the second round. And after this we chain 7. So yarn over and pull a loop, yarn over and pull a loop until we have 7 chains. So here it is, the chain is complete. Now we will skip the first and work into the second chain and make single crochet. So we will make a 1 single crochet in each chain. This will give 6 single crochets in total. So insert, grab the yarn, pull a loop, yarn over, pull for 2. So 6 single crochets are done, and we have this base of the petal already done. Now we will chain 1 and we'll come back into the same stitch where we started and slip stitch. Just slip stitch right into the same where we started. Grab the yarn and pull through all loops like this. So now the first petal, base petal, is complete for sure. Now we will work with the slip stitch into the, not into the slip stitch of the first round, but into the first stitch of the white yarn. So where this stitch marker is, we will place a slip stitch. So basically we are almost skipping 1 and working right into the first stitch with the slip stitch. So we are moving forward like this. So we cover that slip stitch of the white yarn so it's not visible. Now again into the next stitch, work with the hook and make 1 single crochet. All right, so we are starting the second petal. Now chain 7 again, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull a loop, and we have a chain of 7. Again, work not in the first but in the second stitch from the hook and make single crochets. So we need 6 in total. After that, we're gonna chain 1 and slip stitch in the same stitch where we started. So make a slip stitch. Now the next base of the second base of the petal is done. So now again in the next we are slip stitching. Moving forward like this with the slip stitch, and next stitch 1 single crochet. So just keep working, keep making those bases. Again, same way, chain of 7, 6 single crochets, chain 1, slip stitch in the same stitch, and make 6 bases for our petals. All right, so I made 6 bases for the petals, and I have the very last stitch, which should be a slip stitch. And just in the next one, make 1 slip stitch, and this is the last stitch of the second round. And these petal bases looking like fingers or a starfish at this moment. But round 3 will fix that, and round 3 first stitch will be the first stitch of the second round, where the single crochet where we attach the yarn. So insert into that stitch right in there into the first single crochet, and make one single crochet like that. And we are marking it because this is the first stitch of round number 3. Okay, so for this round we are enlarging those petals and working now at the beginning on one side of the base. So in the next stitch we are placing one single crochet. So find the next stitch and place one single crochet. This will be on top of, basically on top of the previous round single crochet. Now the next 2 stitches will be a half double crochet. We are placing one half double crochet in each stitch. So one half double crochet, in the next one half double crochet. All right. Now in the next 2 stitches, we are placing double crochet. So one double crochet, and in the next, another double crochet. Now in the last stitch of the side, we are placing 2 double crochets in one stitch. So let's place one and one more in the same. Okay, and this side of the petal is complete. So it should have 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, and increase of double crochets. Now in the first stitch, in the next stitch, basically in the next single crochet, we are placing 3 double crochets. So this is an increase of 3 double crochets in one stitch. So one, second one in the same, and one more in the same. Okay, we finally are turning to the other side, and now the next 2 stitches will be double crochets. So one double crochet in the next stitch and one more in the upcoming stitch. Okay, now we are placing 2 half double crochets, one in each stitch. And lastly, we need to place 2 single crochets. So one in each stitch, one single crochet, and one more single crochet. Okay, so the petal is almost finished. We will need to work one single crochet in the stitch of the first round. So not around the slip stitch, but we are going under the slip stitch in the first round. Just go in there and make one single crochet like that. It should be looking like this. Okay, so now on the next petal, we're starting by working with one single crochet in the next stitch. So find the next stitch and place one single crochet. Okay. Continue once again, one single crochet in the next. Follow by 2 half double crochets, then 2 double crochets, and then 1 increase of double crochets, 2 in 1. In the next stitch, place 3 double crochets in one stitch, then 2 double crochets, 1 in each, and 2 half double crochets, then 2 single crochets, and finish off with the single crochet under, basically over the slip stitch, and work like this until you have 6 petals. So after working those 6 petals, we need to place the last stitches, the last 2 slip stitches. So it won't be the single crochet between the last petals, but it will be just slip stitch. And in the marked stitch, in the first stitch of the round, we are also placing slip stitch. So go in the first stitch, take out the stitch marker, and finish off with the slip stitch. And now just pull a taller loop, cut the yarn, just leaving a couple of centimeters, just a couple of inches. Take out that loop, and that's it. I will quickly just weave in through the couple of stitches and then just tie a few knots to secure. So after leaving those longer yarn ends, it's perfect because we can use them to attach the flowers to the bucket hat itself. And basically now just sew those flowers to the bucket hat. As you can see, I'm showing you, I try to make as invisible the stitches as possible. So work with the base, the color of the bucket hat to attach the flowers, and then finish off with with some glue just to keep them right in place and not flopping anywhere. So now I will attach the 2 more flowers. So in total I have 3 flowers on my bucket hat. You can even fit 4, I would say, on the sides. So you do you. You can only leave 1 or add more. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you will try to make some more fun combinations of these flower bucket hats. I really would love to see them. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next tutorials. Bye bye.